asked me about my herbs and what I do. This is my Ninja. I dried them herbs in a brown paper bag. You literally What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Steph, growing in Zone 6B. If you are here for the first time, welcome for the first time. So I was in the kitchen. This has been Sunday. Ooh, it's a wasp. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got like a ton of wasps in my yard for whatever reason, and while I appreciate the pollinating, I do not want to get stung. Anywho, a couple of people have asked me about how I dry my herbs, what I do, and you know, I can just show y'all real quick. I thought I would pop on and show y'all real quick what I do. So I'll start outside with cutting my herbs, how I dry them without a dehydrator. I don't use any fancy equipment. I don't have that. Eventually I might, but right now I don't. And what I do is not really that labor intensive. So, you know, let's get into it. So that's my sage. This sage is 2 years old, and really I don't do anything like fancy with my sage. All I do is, let me see if I can do this with one hand. I typically just, you know, cut it off above a node like that. I just cut it off above a node, and that's how I do my basil. That's how I do my parsley. That's how I do it all. And so, you know, I just cut a bunch of it above a node. It grows bushy like this, and it does well. So as you can see, I just really just topped it off like that is what I typically will do. These smaller leaves I will leave. The newer growth I leave. But you know, I just take my pruners, and I can't really do this with one hand, so I'm not gonna mess it up, and I just cut across like that. Herbs are very resilient, and they will kind of let you do what you do and bounce back. And this is what I got right here from my sage. Now I'm gonna go inside of my garden and do the same thing with my basil that is starting to flower, and my oregano as well. And then I will show you guys what I do in the house after I get the herbs. So coming out here in this garden, I'm not gonna do this oregano right now because it's got a ton of bees on it, and they are like loving that space. Y'all have to excuse me. It is really messy out here right now because I'm in the process of transferring everything over from summer to fall, and some things are like growing out and some things aren't, and y'all know how it is. And you know, it was not the best idea for me to put this basil back here, but let's see if I can grab it. I'll pull it out. It's got a bunch of strawberry plants. Well, it had a bunch of strawberry plants that then rooted out in here, which is fine. Strawberry plants are gonna find a place to root if you don't give them somewhere to go. So I'll fix that later, but for now I'll show you guys what I do with my herbs. So like I said, I just cut like that. I just top it off like, okay, so you see this has 2 leaves at the bottom, especially with this basil that's starting to flower. Dropped it. I just cut it off like that. And, you know, I collect it up. And that keeps my basil from flowering and going to seed all summer long. When it gets to seeds, and you know, it grows bushier too if I cut it off like that. Now eventually this basil will get some disease on it, usually. Like you can kind of see down here, like these dried leaves and whatnot, something was eating at it right here. There's a hole in it, probably a slug. That's okay. Just cutting it off, right? So, you know, that's what I do with my basil. Sometimes I stick it all together, and sometimes I separate it. But actually, I can get these leaves right here. But, you know, it's like a little basil bush. Here it is, my herbs that I cut, and all I do is take these herbs and dump them in a brown paper bag, and I fold the bag up, and that's it. Now if y'all come over here with me, I have some herbs that I dried already. These were dried in a brown paper bag. As you can see, the stems, everything is in there. This is my Ninja. I love using my Ninja for pretty much everything. And all I do is chop these herbs up, and then I will show you how I somewhat like filter out So, there go my blend right there. I blended it up. You can see there's big sticks. The stems is in there. So that's sage, oregano, and basil. So then what I do, because ain't nobody got no money to be buying no filters, I go ahead and use this. This here came from my canning supplies kit that I bought. This is an old a whole old Italian seasoning blend that I have. And then what does this say? Ingredients: marjoram, thyme, rosemary, savory sage, oregano, and basil. So what did I say this was? Basil, oregano, and sage. So what I do is, y'all see my Bonnie cup? I'm gonna sit it right there, just like that, and then I'm gonna pour this here chopped up herbs into my Bonnie cup. So I poured it in there, and all I do is give it a little shake, just like that. That filters out enough of the sticks for me into this container, just like that. And that's all I do. I don't have a dehydrator. Yes, it makes it easier if you have a dehydrator, but I don't mind waiting the few days or so for this herbs to dry for me to go ahead and put it into this container. And you can see, like, it's pretty fine. It's not there's some sticks that'll drop in there, but for the most part it's good. See, that's what I have left. Now, if you shake this vigorously or hard, then you'll get a ton of sticks. And that's what I do. I leave the sticks, I take them out, and I'm just tapping this like this to get the rest of my herbs. And that's all I do. And this should be full. Now, I don't want to make a mess, so I'm gonna try to do this carefully. But that's what it ended up looking like. Yes, I have a few sticks in there, but you know, put it in things in perspective, it is not bad. So I just wanted to give you guys an alternative to going ahead and drying your herbs and storing them out without using a dehydrator. I don't have one. Eventually I'll probably get one, but you know, you have what you have for right now. Now, if it's an herb that you're not gonna use for a long time, you can go ahead. That's what I do. This is basil. I didn't filter this basil out because I didn't really care that much to do that, but this is last year's basil and it is still very fresh. Okay, y'all, that's gonna do it. You know, cheap alternative to drying your herbs. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys on the next video, and bye for now.